Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin is attributing the delay in the passage of the Affirmative Action Bill to what he says is its constant review by successive governments. He also blamed Parliament for its delay, arguing the legislature has in the past failed to prioritize the bill after it had been submitted to the floor of the House. Mr. Bagbin, who was speaking at a consultative forum on the theme strengthening women's inclusion in governance and the agency of the Affirmative Action Bill, guaranteed the passage of the bill under his leadership.
How come that Ghana has since 1998, when the guidelines on the Affirmative Action Bill were passed by Cabinet, still not passed the law? 1998, following the footsteps of the Right to Information Bill. This has largely been attributed to the low commitment on the part of some stakeholders, including Parliament, towards pushing for the passage of the bill into law. The story has been always revision, revision, and revision. They are always revising the law. And I just told you, Cabinet will have to validate it before it's brought to Parliament. We are following some old British practice where legislation before Parliament dies with the Parliament. And so all the bills they put before us, immediately we end a 4-year term. The bills also end a 4-year term. I don't know where this is coming from. And therefore, they have to go back, I'm told, to the new government, even if it is not a new government, to relook at it, revise it, and then bring it back. And you know the democratic, bureaucratic inertia. For me, Ghana's Parliament, we're looking forward seriously to the passage of the Affirmative Action Bill. I hope you will support us.
Speaking at the same program, Executive Director of IDEC, Dr. Emmanuel Akwete, called for structural reforms to accommodate more women in leadership, especially at the local assembly level.
This law needs to be complemented. We think that because of the risk that the experience we've had so far, laws will be made but not executed, not in a way that addresses the problems they're supposed to address effectively. We also have to look at structural reforms. Structural reforms that will say that we could expand the spaces for women's representation, not only in Parliament and not only in the fewer spaces in the Cabinet, but in the whole executive arm, spaces could be created, especially at the executive local government level as well. And it's a campaign we must pursue so that these places will be opened up as well. And there are various formulas that can be adopted to increase the number of women's representation in local government, not only in the assemblies as chief executives, but in a whole variety of places.